different dimensions that belongs to the research paper, and under each dimension what are the important parameters that would have been considered by the different journals. What is the procedure that we have to follow in order to develop and to get it published in the reputed journals. So as far as the research paper is concerned, which is basically considered as the final stage once the research proposal or the research process that has been completed. Well, means we have collected the informations, we have analyzed the informations, now we are going to develop the research paper. But here the things that would be more important, what are the different things that we have been going to include in the research paper so that we can have easily acceptance in the different journals. So once the research that would have been conducted, we are going to convert that result findings in the form of research manuscript. So here the things would be presented in such a way that whosoever is going to read our paper, it is easy for them to understand how the things that has been done, what findings that we are having. So these are the few things that we have to take care regarding the development of the research manuscript. Here it is a common process that we have to follow irrespective of the different streams that we are having. Either we have been into the management, commerce, economics, science, BTech or any other the backgrounds that we are having. Here it is a common process that will take place. So first the things that will take place, we are going to complete the research, we are going to develop the research paper. Once it has been prepared, we are going to submit. So two things that will take place after the submission, either we are going to have a revision or we are going to have a rejection from the journal sites. So if in case we are getting a revision, we are going to modify the paper, we are going to revise the paper as per the comments given by the reviewer and resubmitting the same paper in the journal. So again, depending upon whatever the revisions that we have done, accordingly the different responses that we will have from the journals. Again, either we will have a rejection or we will have a revision. So this is a common procedure that we have to go through in order to get our paper published in the reputed journals. But the question raised from where we have to begin. The number of different the questions that we may have in our mind whenever we are planning to start any research paper. What research topic that I have to choose in order to write a paper, what methodology that I have been going to use, either I would have been able to complete the research, how the analysis that I will do, what implications that I will have, in which journal that I have been going to submit the paper. So the number of different questions that we may have in our mind. And because of all these different questions that we are having, it may create a confusion. Ultimately, these questions may demotivate me regarding either I would have been able to complete the research paper or not. So what I would suggest, we have to, instead to finding out the answers for all these questions, we have to follow one systematic process in order to complete the paper. We should not overthink about regarding either, it is okay, I have been able to complete the paper, now what else, what will happen with my paper that I have written, either I will have a publication in the reputed journal or not. And majority of we people may go for to get it published in the journals which are charging a very high amount, or practically I would say with the paid journals we have been going to get it published. But all these the paid journals will not have better recognition among the educational system. It will even create a, it will give a question mark for us if in case we are having a publications with the paid journals. So better to have a publication with the low category of journal, but it must be unpaid journal where we have been going to get it our paper published. Now, as far as the different dimensions of the manuscripts are concerned, in the beginning we will have a title, after title we will have abstract, after abstract we will have intro, methodology, results, finding, implication, conclusion, references, etc. etc. अगर मैं आपसे एक क्वेश्चन पूछूं, मतलब out of all the different part or the different dimensions of the manuscript, which part is more important and which part is least important being a scholar? So which part that you can you consider is more important and which part is less or least important? Methodology is easiest part or it is the toughest part? It is, methodology is an important part. Okay. What else?
I think the discussion.
Discussion part is more important. Title. Okay. Being editor of the journal, for me, all the parts are equally important. I cannot say methodology part is more important or the title is more important or the discussion part is important. For me, as an editor, because I have been an associate editor of one of the reputed journal, so what I consider, all the different parts of the manuscripts are equally important. I cannot give less important to any part. Even as far as the references are concerned, it is equally going to play an important role for the editor to get it, to consider the paper for the journals. So as far as the first part, which is title, it is basically a backbone of the manuscript. Nobody is going to pay any attention to my paper if the title is not convincing, it is not getting the attentions of the audience. Normally you must, whenever you have been going to use any search engine, specifically talking about the Google Scholar, the first things that you are going to consider is the title, because title will give you a reason to read the paper. Because if you are paying attention to the title, but because to some extent title is going to indicate what exactly the things that would have been done in the manuscript. And from the title, we are going to decide either to read, either to download or not to download the papers. So normally I consider title it as a backbone, and it has been getting the attentions of the, or it is getting the attraction of the audience toward the paper that has been written by us. So two examples, for example, that has been given, the title must indicate the things that has been done in the paper. If the title is not indicating the things that has been there in the paper, nobody is going to read our paper. So two examples that has been given as far as good title and the bad title. So bad title, like critical analysis of the spamming in e-marketing, nothing is being cleared what the things that would have been done in the paper or in the manuscript. But the another title that we are having, an empirical analysis of unsolicited commercial emails, clearly indicating it is the things, empirical analysis has been done, and empirical analysis of the unsolicited commercial emails that belongs to the e-marketing that has been done. So meaning therefore, the first thing that is more important for the journals, for the editor, for the reviewer, or for the readers, whosoever is going to read paper one, it has been published, is the title. You must have seen that majority of papers, they are not being cited, because here the title is going to an important place. Say for example, today I have been going to write a one paper, and I would be more interested, it must, whatever the things that I have done or the paper that I have written, it must have a huge citation, and huge citation will depends upon if a people they are going to read my paper. And who is going to read my paper? If they are convinced and they are creating an interest of the audience based upon the title that I have decided. So the different experts, they are having a different opinions as far as the title is concerned. There are few people, the expert, they will talk about we have to decide the short title. There are few people, they will talk about we have to decide a long title. So as far as one Thomas is concerned, he is talking about we have to decide a long title for the paper in order to have a more citation. But on the another side, there is another author which is talking about, Letchford, they are talking about we have to decide the short title. But here, instead of going into the controversy or into a discussion, either we have to decide a short or a long title, I would suggest or normally that what I feel, we have to decide the title depending upon the guidelines that has been given for the journals.